Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in. Today I thought I'd share a older book I picked up about, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. It's become rather expensive if you find really good editions. You can off and on find people selling it for cheap. I don't know if they just don't realize it's a valuable book or just don't care how much they get for the book. It's The Art of Animation. It was released in 1958, just around the time of Sleeping Beauty, which was released in 1959. So this book features a lot of animation and artwork from Sleeping Beauty. I've wanted to get this book for a long time, and like I said, I finally got it for a decent price. It's both in black and white and color. The pages have yellowed a bit with age, but it's a really nice book. Like I said, it features a lot of Sleeping Beauty artwork. It goes through the whole process of making the movie itself, from discussing it, how they're going to do each scene with post-ups of the scenes, drawn with sketches. It goes through some of the early stages of animation, as the storyboard art, the music, how a movie comes together pretty much from start to finish. I found it really interesting, mostly because I'm a huge Sleeping Beauty fan, so I enjoyed some of the older text information about it, some of the pictures, how they created the characters. They have color schemes on how they did each character. Here's the Mickey Mouse Club, one of my favorite shows. And of course, I wasn't born when they originally came out, but I enjoyed the reruns. It was, I still wish they had them online that you could watch. There is a Disney Treasures DVD that you can buy that has 1 week of it, but it'd be really nice to catch all of it. There's some sketches of Donald Duck. Just has some random information on the different cartoons that they make at the time, the process of how they do different scenes. This is from some of the older films, and this is pretty much when they start the rough sketches of Aurora. Here you can see they have different color variations to decide on what colors they want to use for her dress or her clothing, which is very important, especially with backgrounds. Ivan Earl was the background artist, and his work was incredibly detailed for an animated cartoon. It's one of the reasons it took so long to shoot Sleeping Beauty, just because of how detailed his backgrounds were. Here is Mary Costa, who did the voice of the singing of Aurora. I actually have her autograph on a few things, paintings I had started. Here's some more information and some of the people who did the voice acting, different Disney films. It's more of the process of sound effects. It's great artwork. I love the old style design of books and layouts and stuff from the old days. It's really unique. And then the music. Definitely can learn a lot of things about how they do the films. I don't want to sit here and read every page or tell you about them all. You can check it out yourself, but I just thought I'd give a quick view of it. This is how animation composers work, creating all the music for the films. Again, it's one of my favorite films, mostly because of the artwork. I mean, it was very elaborate, and why the movie was so expensive to shoot. It might be wrong, but I think it was like $6 million or something, which was a lot back then. But as you can see, great color, great condition. This book was in very good condition. There's layouts, how they do layouts for the movie. And there's one picture on here I thought was kind of funny, and for the times, is how they set up the area of where they're going to shoot, either pans or single frame animation, which are usually 12 frame size or 16 or panoramic cell sizes. I'll go over animation cells at another time. I actually have a bunch of blank animation cells I want to do some sketches on to show you. This is a multi-camera, which was an incredible invention. Normally, if you would shoot animation in the old days, they'd just have a still background and there would be no depth to it. Where that with the multi-plane camera, they could put cells, clear cells on each layer. So they could have the character at the top, and then they would have a tree, and then another tree, and then the sun would be in the background. So that way when you would zoom in, it would literally appear that you were getting closer to it instead of a just stiff one section. You would be going through the trees, which you would see later in, actually they started with Sleeping Beauty, not Sleeping Beauty, sorry, Snow White had some great pan scenes. Also, pretty much as you can see here, there was cells on each layer. So when the camera panned through, it would give the 3D effect that you were going through. Pretty elaborate things. Here you can see where they painted on planes of glass, and when they shoot through, if you really pay attention to the movie, you'll see, you can notice a lot more when you actually know about how they did them, how that worked. You know, it's a lot different with computer animation now, but it was an incredible advancement in animation back then. Here's some animation. I mean, it's just insane the amount of detail. And nowadays, I'm really kind of ashamed of the cartoons I see these days, and they don't do it for quality. It's just to push stuff out there, and at least I feel so. This was just so much love for the art. Ivan Earl really, really loved what he did. And I'll tell you more about him later. I have some really great books by Ivan Earl. I'd love to have some animation cells from these Sleeping Beauty, but they're so expensive. This is humorous. I mean, this art right now would be crazy money. But he's sitting here smoking a cigarette over the animation. Of course, they didn't think about smoking being bad back then, so unfortunately that's how we lost a lot of good people, and that's how Walt Disney died. But here's some other great animation information. They do rotoscoping, where they do actual video footage and draw over to try to get more of a live action type of view. Same with Peter Pan. A lot of these movies they shot with real people and did rotoscoping drawings with cells over the actual films. They're studying models here. Some more animation. And I'm sure you've probably seen Sleeping Beauty, but if not, watch it. It's really a great movie. So if you can get this book at a decent price, you know, and you're really a Disney fan, I have a lot of Disney books. I'll be featuring them on here and giving you as much information as I can. And hopefully you learn something from my videos. This is another part. I would have loved to have been back in the day, even though it was mostly done by women. I guess they felt it was a inferior job, or also women have steadier hands, I guess they felt. So the women didn't usually do animation back then. They did the coloring of pages, which is unfortunate. There's a lot of good female artists. But as you can see there, the women are wearing gloves so you don't get your fingerprints on the animation cells. And they flip them over and they paint on the reverse side. You can see all the paint here and canisters. They all were marked for different sections for each animation cell. Especially in Sleeping Beauty, they could be up to like, I think it was in the teens and 20s amount of colors per cell. It was really crazy. But there you go. There's Disney at the end. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. Like I said, it's the Disney, The Art of Animation by Bob Thomas. And maybe you can get yourself a copy if you're interested. Please make sure to follow my channel if you're not already, and click the bell button so you'll know when I post new videos. Thanks for stopping by.